I have had my new Galaxy Watch 7 for nearly 2 weeks now, and overall I think this is absolutely great watch and actually a clear upgrade over the past Galaxy Watch 6 and 5. And overall I think the Galaxy Watch 7 is actually better watch than the Ultra, which actually everyone is focusing on. When it comes to the build quality and durability, this Galaxy Watch 7 I would say is pretty much the same as the Ultra, since this also has sapphire glass display and we get very nice metal build quality. When comparing both, the only real advantage of the Ultra is that it has this better water resistance. However, still you get 50 meters of water resistance on the Galaxy Watch 7. So unless really you plan to dive at high depths, really for 99% of the people, this will be actually overkill. By the way, this is my new YouTube channel and I'm really trying to grow it. If you could help me out, that'd be so much appreciated. Thank you. When we actually compare Galaxy Watch 7 versus 6, we do get completely new CPU on this watch, which actually is literally 3 times faster, and when you actually use this watch, everything completely flies on it. Then also you do get new heart rate sensors, which actually finally are decent. On the past watches, yeah, they weren't really the best if you had those. Then also we do get 32 gigs of internal storage and also 2 gigs of RAM, so you can actually store more music and again more RAM, so it will be more snappy. Also we do get new dual band GPS on this as well. And when you actually start to use this watch, you can pretty much instantly tell just how incredibly smooth this new CPU is on this watch, and pretty much everything completely flies on this watch. And yeah, it's absolute dream to use finally. On the past Galaxy Watches, again, I have said this many times, yeah, it was complete nightmare and it was not a good experience. However, on this one, finally, everything literally just flies, really. And after testing the heart rate sensor on this new Galaxy Watch 7, I would say it's actually finally decent enough. And from my testings, it's pretty much on par with an Apple Watch. However, I would say there is still a very tiny edge for the Apple Watch, as I think it still like literally responds to very quick changes in your heart rate a bit much faster. However, again, I think this may be 99% of an Apple Watch at the moment. Previously they were completely terrible. Now they have completely improved this, and this is actually finally decent. Finally, after many years, we do actually get a decent heart rate sensor on the new Galaxy Watch 7. Great job, Samsung, finally. And really on the past Galaxy watches, the heart rate sensor really was the main issue with these watches, because literally they were pretty much one of the worst in the industry. So pretty much like Apple and even Garmin and Fitbit completely walked all over these Galaxy watches. Finally they are up there with almost Apple. Still I would say Apple and maybe Garmin is maybe literally again 1 or 2% still a bit better. However, it's finally actually usable, and in real life I don't really think you will notice much of a difference between these watches. And by the way, recently the quantified scientist also tested this watch and also found it actually pretty good and comparable to the Apple Watch, so maybe go check out his video as well if you want this in more depth. When it actually comes to the GPS tracking, Samsung claims that this has got a new dual band GPS. However, actually after using this GPS for some time, I would say the log times are actually pretty decent, and it's actually a bit better than on the past Galaxy Watch. By the way, as you saw, it literally took 10 seconds to detect the GPS while I'm actually sitting indoors. So absolutely amazing. However, when it comes to the GPS accuracy itself, I would say it's only a marginal upgrade. Even though we do get dual band GPS, I would say it's only slightly better than on the Galaxy Watch 6. And when I actually used this watch for some exercise and to walk with, I still saw a bit of deviation on the map, so it's again not 100% accurate still, but I think for the casual user it's absolutely great. And overall I would really rate the GPS accuracy on this new Galaxy Watch 7 maybe 20% better than on the past, so only a marginal upgrade really. When it comes to the battery life, I would say this Galaxy Watch 7 again is only a marginal upgrade. Again, after using it for almost 2 weeks, I didn't really see that much of a difference over the past Galaxy Watches. Again, there is some difference, and actually Samsung claims that the new CPU is 30% more power efficient, but really I found maybe overall improvement, I would say, is around 20% better than on the past Galaxy Watch 6. So really it's not huge improvement, it's still a tiny bit of improvement, and you won't really get your weak battery life out of this watch like you can on Garmin or Huawei watches. By the way, the battery capacity on the smaller one, which I have here, is 300, and on the bigger one 425, so a bit over 41% larger on the larger model. And the capacity really is the same as on the last year's models, but still with the improved CPU and also the new OS, I would say it gets maybe 20% more battery life. Then also this watch does get quite a lot of new health upgrades. We do get this energy score, we also get HRV as well, and we also do get blood pressure and ECG. Those were available on the previous ones. We also get this new AIG's index, and also this watch can detect your sleep apnea. However, for the sleep apnea and ECG and blood pressure, you need a Samsung phone for this stuff to work. And also with this watch we can actually measure our body composition as well. Again, this is not a new feature. The AIGs, however, are completely new feature, and this basically can give you a heads up if you might have some problems with your blood sugar levels. Again, it won't actually give you your blood glucose levels, exact ones, but it might just simply give you a heads up and show you in this index basically if you are at risk to develop maybe diabetes. Also, one more thing you need to know about this AIG's index and also the HRV and also your energy score. You actually need to wear your watch while you are asleep to actually get these to work and actually show you anything. So if you don't plan to use your watch to sleep with, well, I got some bad news for you. When it comes to the step count tracking, I think this watch still is excellent and one of the best. However, after using this watch, I actually found the step counter to might be a bit different, and they might actually have tried to improve it even further. So in the past, actually, I have tested the step counter accuracy of pretty much every brand on my other channel, and the Samsung really was at the top along with Huawei. It undercounted by only 2 or 3% in the mixed walking test. And this is basically a test where I actually use this watch and also do some other things with it along the way. And I don't only walk in a straight line. Maybe I take this watch when I actually go do some gardening, or maybe when I simply move around at my house in a short bursts, or maybe when I'm actually doing something else at the same moment, maybe brushing my teeth and stuff like that, and actually count how many steps it actually records. So Samsung was actually super good at this, and it was at the top basically. However, actually I can see they have actually become worse in this mixed style test. So they actually are cutting out a lot of valid steps, because a lot of watches are actually counting steps while you are actually only moving your arm or maybe doing something else and not actually walking. So I think Samsung has tried to take this a notch further, but in the result actually it is missing some valid steps as well. And in the overall accuracy, I think it's similar to the Apple Watch now, and I think Huawei, at least higher end Huawei watches actually are better as in this mixed test. So I think this is actually downgrade on this Galaxy Watch 7. They have tried to improve it, I guess, even further, but it was already perfect as it was. So what basically all this means is if you actually wear your new Galaxy Watch 7, then it actually might say that you actually are taking a bit less steps than your past Galaxy Watches. But still the accuracy of this step counter is still extremely good, and maybe if you actually don't want such steps appear on your watch that might actually be a bit invalid, then this might actually be an upgrade for you. Then also another downgrade compared to the previous Galaxy watches is actually charging experience of this watch. So they actually had to move the charging coils on this watch inside a bit further inside the watch to accommodate basically this new sensor that they put in for better heart rate tracking. So what this basically means is if you have a compatible phone where you can simply place your watch on to charge it with reverse wireless charging, you won't be able to do that. Also, this watch also has some problems with some wireless chargers as well, and it won't work just as good as previous Galaxy watches again. And also when I actually charge it with the charger included in the box, I also sometimes experienced a bit of glitches. For example, if my watch was sitting like this and I move it a bit, it's often disconnected, the charging. Also, when sometimes I actually place it to charge it, it doesn't even start to charge, so I have to wiggle it around a bit for it to start charging. I didn't had any such problems on the past Galaxy watches, so really there is something going on with the charger on this Galaxy Watch 7. But I'm still not really mad at them for this, because I would take those new heart rate sensors over a bit worse charging any day of the week really. So again, the heart rate sensors are so much improved on this one. Also, one more thing which personally I preferred on the past Galaxy watches, and that is the strap. Actually, I think the strap on the past Galaxy watches actually felt tiny bit more comfortable. I actually prefer the look of this new strap, and I think it's actually very nice looking strap indeed, and it looks absolutely awesome. However, I don't really think it's as comfortable as the previous ones. So really, this, at least for me, is a bit of a downgrade. Again, it's not really that this new strap design is actually bad, it's actually very good and still very comfortable. It was just that the past Galaxy Watch straps were insanely good, so they were pretty much the most comfortable straps, at least in my experience, and I really liked them. So that's why they simply are a bit of a downgrade for me. And still, I think the comfort of the straps is still very decent. Also, I'm actually really impressed with these new gestures on this Galaxy Watch. So we do get double pinch feature, we also get shake to dismiss, and also knock feature. And actually, I'm really impressed just how well these gestures work. So I just did the knock function and it turned on the flashlight for me. And really, I'm completely blown away just how well these features work actually. And they're super reliable actually. I really have no idea how they have accomplished this, because I'm not really doing anything much and it works pretty much perfect every time. However, there is actually a problem with the gestures. Basically, if your screen isn't active basically, and if you're not using, these gestures won't work. For example, if the screen of my watch is off and I'm not actually using it, I can do the knock however much I want, and it won't turn on the flashlight for me. This really needs to be fixed. Also, one more thing that is actually super good on this watch is the maps on it. When you actually start using the maps on this watch, you can just see how extremely smooth they are, and everything again completely flies due to this new CPU that this watch has. So navigating is extremely fast and again extremely fluid. Everything just works spot on here. Overall, I really think this new Galaxy Watch 7 is easily the best smartwatch of 2024, and actually it is better than the Ultra Watch, because it literally has almost the same durability, but it's actually way smaller and more comfortable to wear. And obviously the new heart rate sensors are also very decent on this watch. It does have also a bit better battery life, still not a huge improvement, and also maybe a bit better GPS as well. And let's also not forget the crazy amounts of new health features this watch has. Absolutely amazing watch indeed, and I'm really trying to grow this new YouTube channel I have here. If you could help me out, that'd be so much appreciated. Thank you and good luck.